My name is Ren, and today I'm going to teach you how to use your Count Fast deck called Mental Subtraction 1 through 12. This is similar to the deck Mental Addition 1 through 12, except now we're using subtraction. It's also similar to the deck Concepts of Addition and Subtraction 1 through 12, but instead of physically working equations, we're really starting to teach kids how to do mental math equations in their heads. So, as with every deck, your first card is going to be your Math Focus card, which teaches you the basic concept of this deck. Then you'll have your instruction card. In this deck, you'll see that they are color-coded by day, so you'll want to lay out your 5 sets of decks, starting with yellow, then blue, pink, green, and orange. We also have a time record here at the end of the deck so that every day you work with your kid, you can keep track of their times. And we also have an answer key here so that you can always double check what their correct answer should be. Every day we ask that you do this with your student for about 10 to 15 minutes. What you'll want to do is on the first day start with your yellow deck. You'll want to go through all of these cards which have subtraction equations, so 8 minus 1, 8 minus 6. There's 10 cards per color. So once you go through all of these, what you're looking for is that your kid can correctly, mentally subtract these equations in their head. This is geared towards kindergarten, first and second grade. Especially with the younger kids, you'll see that they may need to physically count on their fingers, and that's totally acceptable. It's acceptable if you need to help them. So when I do this game with my son, a lot of times we will hold up our fingers. So if the problem is 6 minus 2, a lot of times we will physically do this with our fingers to get him comfortable with understanding and learning how to count. And that's acceptable because that is how they learn. As they get older, they may not need to count on their fingers and they'll be able to do this in their head. But as they do it day by day, they'll also be able to do this in their head a lot faster. So on day number 1, you'll go through all of your yellow deck and you'll record the time. On day number 2, you'll go to your blue deck. Same process. You'll go through all of the subtraction equations with your child or student. And what you're going to want to do is make sure they get the correct answer, because that's the most important part. Once they can get the correct answer, you can go back through the deck and start building up their speed. It's really fun to see kids get faster because they're really competitive. They're competitive with each other, but they're also just competitive against themselves. So if you make sure to keep track of their time, they'll get really excited to see how fast they're getting, and they'll really want to make you proud by practicing. It does not take long to do these cards. We suggest 10 to 15 minutes a day. That's a good amount of time to work with your child to keep their interest. And with everybody's busy day, it's a good amount of time that you can really set aside to help your child learn the very basic foundation of math. So working with them 10 to 15 minutes a day on mental subtraction will really help them learn how to do a physical process of subtracting in their heads. And by doing it every day, they'll build up their speed, and that's what we call Count Fast.